On Reddit the other day, I saw a post asking about text on a curved surface. In some cases, if you have a regular curve, you can do this by mapping a sketch onto the curved surface with the curves workbench, and then placing the text, the string, on that. But what if the curve is not so regular? The Lattice 2 workbench is here to help. I'm doing this demo on FreeCAD 1.1.0 Release Candidate 3. If you don't have the Lattice 2 workbench installed yet, you should go into the add-on manager and install it now. If you do have it installed, be sure to update to the latest version. There have been a few changes in the 1.1 version that require the update for Lattice 2 to work correctly. Starting in the Part workbench, create a sketch on the XY plane. To make a clearly irregular curve, click on the B-spline tool. Start with a point attached to the x-axis over on the left. Draw a curving shape more or less at random and end up attached to the x-axis on the right-hand side. Now with the polyline tool, connect the endpoints with a rectangular shape. Close the sketch. Select the sketch and extrude to 20 millimeters. Now for a path. In this case, it would work fine to just select the upper edge of the shape, create a sub-object shape binder, and then in the data pane set its Z position to -10 millimeters. That's by far the easiest way to do it, so that would be my preference whenever it's feasible. But of course some shapes are also curved along the Z-axis, and you really need to get a cross-section right at the center where you want the text. In that case, create a plane. Make sure its width and length are large enough to completely cover the shape in question. Attach the plane to the top of the shape. In the attachment dialog, adjust X, Y, and Z offsets to place it inside the shape in the middle of its height. In a real model, you may want to set a formula for Z based on the length of the extrusion. Select the shape and the plane, then Boolean common. We get a warning dialog since sometimes Boolean operations don't work as expected when one of the objects is two-dimensional, but in this case it'll work fine, so click OK. The common now presents a good edge. Open up the common and make the extrude visible again. It's fortunate in the Part workbench that using an object in an operation doesn't consume it. It just makes it a child which can then be brought out and used again. So there's our path. Now to create some text and put it on that path. Go to the Lattice 2 workbench and create a shape string array. Go into the data pane and edit the text. Since we want this text to be all stacked up on top of itself, enter 1 character per string. With the shape string selected, create an attachable placement. Now on to the draft workbench. Type GR to hide the draft grid. Select the placement, then the path, and go to Modifications, Array Tools, PathArray. Select the path array. In the data pane, set align to yes. We need a placement for each letter, so set the count to the number of letters to be placed. I would like to use a formula for that, but currently there is no function to get the length of a property list in a formula. Now back to the Lattice 2 workbench. Select the path array and go to Lattice 2, Array from Shape, Internal Placements. Hide away the path array. Select the Array from Path Array and the strings, then populate with children. We can see the outlines of our characters laid out on the uneven face of our shape. But we don't need edges, we need faces. Select strings and in the data pane, check Make Face. The first and last letters are hanging off the end of the shape. Select the path array, and in the data pane, increase the end offset to bring the last letter completely onto the shape. Then adjust the start offset to bring the first letter onto the shape. I can see the bottom of the G is hanging over the bottom of the face. Naturally, that won't work. One possible solution to that would be to move the plane we created upward in the Z direction to raise the center line of the text. But then we'd end up cutting the top of the T off. So we just need to make the letters a little bit smaller. Select Strings, and in the data pane, adjust the size down to 8 millimeters. Perhaps 7 millimeters would be better. Now it's all clearly resting on the face. To make cutouts in the face, we need a solid, but the text is a series of faces. They need to be extruded to make a tool for the Boolean cut. But the normal extrude tool from the part workbench is not going to work for this. It's going to want to find a single normal for the entire array of faces and extrude in that direction. But really, each face in the array has its own normal. The grab bag includes a tool called Extruder, specifically for cases such as this. Extruder looks into a shape and extrudes each individual face along its own normal. Exactly what we want to do here. So select the populate array from PathArray with strings and select the Extruder tool. Select the resulting extruder and look in the data pane. It has both a length and an offset property. Set the offset to -2 millimeters to get a good depth into the face. Some of the extrusions are not making it fully out of the face. This is because the plane of each letter is tangent to the path at the center of the face, but that means their edges can possibly go into the face or beyond the face. Increase the length of the extruder to 3 millimeters to make all of the extrusions come all of the way out of the face. Now select the original extrusion and the extruder. Then back in the part workbench, select Boolean cut. It's hard to see what our final result is since we still have faces of the letters visible. Select any of the letter faces and hide it away. Go ahead and hide away the array from PathArray as well. And there we have it. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video or found it useful, please like, subscribe, and share. If there's anything you'd like to see covered here, please let me know in the comments below.